This is your morning in 8 minutes. Happening right now. Take a look at your screen. Deputies in Loudoun County are looking for this man. They say they caught Jason Dwayne Courtney stealing from a storage unit this morning about an hour ago when he ran off. This happened off Highway 70. They think Courtney may be walking around the area of Hickory Creek and Avalon Country Club. He has noticeable tattoos on his neck. If you've seen him, do not approach him. Call police. Meanwhile, two East Tennessee high schools are waiting for a report from the TSSAA this morning after a fight ends a region semifinal basketball game.
This happened last night between Farragut and William Blount. Take a listen.
Rebounded by Smith.
Oh, hey. Well, he threw an elbow. He deserves it. He threw an elbow. He deserves it.
That's the William Blount broadcast crew on the call there. The officials ending the game early following the scuffle with over 1:30 left on the clock. Farragut awarded the win and will move on to the region championship game. The TSSAA will determine if there should be any suspensions in the next game. And no charges will be filed against a woman who was operating an illegal daycare in Hamblin County.
Well, state law says anyone without a license can watch up to 4 children at a time. But sheriff's deputies say April Bernard was watching 38 at one point. And this body camera footage, Hamblin County sheriff's deputies are seen walking through her home. This was in July and what they reported as less than ideal conditions. Images show children in unchanged diapers, kids in close quarters and small areas. Parents tell us they had no idea what was happening on the inside. The district attorney tells us they're not pressing charges because they say there's no signs of physical abuse.
If the place had caught on fire, there's no way they could have got the kids out.
She doesn't need to watch kids. She doesn't need a pet. She doesn't need a dog. I mean, I wouldn't let her watch my dog.
DHS tells us they did check on the home last week and they found that everything was in compliance. Right now, you can check the state's website for all licensed daycare and any complaints filed against them. We have the link in the WVLT News app.
Happening today, the TBI along with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office returning to the Beech Creek area for day 3 of the newest search for summer wells. Crews have been out for the past few days looking in what they're calling a few areas of interest for the 6-year-old, but nothing has panned out. We will certainly let you know if we learn anything new.
Meanwhile, the Knox County Board of Education will discuss the complaints filed against 3 board members at their meeting next week. The board's ethic committee voted in favor yesterday. 9 complaints are filed against Betsy Henderson, Susan Horn, and Christy, saying they were out of line when they asked Knox County Commission to allow them to hire outside counsel to assist with the lawsuit on masks in schools. A home's garage is completely destroyed after a fire in East Knox County yesterday. This happened on Ellistown Road. Rural Metro says everyone's okay. Thankfully, no one was inside the garage at the time. Crews were able to contain the fire before it could spread. And today, Tennessee is expected to announce fundraising efforts to help the family of Vol Point guard Zakai Ziegler. His family's home burned down in Queens, New York on Saturday. His mother was able to make it down to Athens last night to watch the game against Georgia. It was an emotional night. The Vols pulling out the win 75-68. We'll let you know where you can donate to help them out. Continuing coverage this morning, a person is in stable condition following that possible road rage shooting that happened late Monday night. We told you about this yesterday. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says it happened on I-75 near the Sweetwater area. One person is in custody right now. Police are still investigating what led to that shooting. And you could soon be required to pay a bigger fine for passing a school bus without its stop sign out. Right now, the fine is $50. A new bill in the State House would raise it to $200. Knoxville Representative Justin Lafferty is proposing the bill, saying that $50 isn't enough. Buses will continue to use cameras to catch people driving around. The bill passed unanimously through the Senate and cleared a hurdle in the House committee. We'll let you know as soon as it gets closer to the governor's desk. And around the world, you're taking a live look from Ukraine this morning as the death toll is rising as Russia targets civilian homes, hospitals, and schools with increasingly deadly rocket attacks. And take a look at this. A quiet city street turned into fire and rubble. At least 10 people were killed, dozens more hurt after the missile attack in the city of Kharkiv. Ukrainian President Zelensky now calling the attack a war crime and claimed it was not a legitimate target. The United Nations General Assembly will vote on a resolution this afternoon demanding that Russia immediately stop using force against Ukraine and withdraw its military forces. Meanwhile, a Russian convoy headed to the capital city of Kyiv, stretching nearly 40 miles long, still has not moved in more than a day. U.S. officials believe it's because of low fuel and supply shortages.
Meanwhile, President Biden is closing U.S. airspace to all Russian aircraft and airlines, including passenger and cargo flights, as the war continues in Ukraine. The president made the announcement in his State of the Union address last night. That order will go into effect by the end of the day today. And if you're headed to downtown Knoxville tonight, you'll see the pedestrian bridge lit up in blue and yellow to show support for Ukraine. Right now, Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon is working on a plan to possibly turn the Henley Street Bridge lights the same color. They're working on funding the repairs for those lights.
And new details this morning. The Major League Baseball parks will be empty on March 31st. Which was supposed to be opening day for the 2022 season. The first two series of games also canceled. The baseball commissioner made the announcement hours after the Major League Players Association and the league failed to reach an agreement to end the lockout. No new negotiations are scheduled. This does not affect the Smokies here in East Tennessee. Let's get a look at traffic with Whitney Turner.
Main roads and interstates moving without an incident. If you're just now getting out the door, want to take a live look at I-40 at Rutledge Pike. That volume's starting to creep up just a little bit, but you're still moving smoothly in and around downtown Knoxville. Taking a look at your drive times on those interstates and main routes. I-40 eastbound taking just about 10 minutes from Pellissippi Parkway into downtown. Alcoa Highway northbound taking 17 minutes from Lamar Alexander to I-40, and 75 southbound moving at 70 miles an hour.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
6:55 now, and it's not just the sunshine and warming that can affect you. If you're going to be outside, which I know a lot of us are trying to find some time to be outdoors, even for just a few minutes, here's everything you need to know. Number one, we do have more sun exposure. We're not into that peak sun exposure, but as we slide into spring now, that means the amount of UV exposure is actually gradually going up each month as well. At this point, it's still at a moderate level, but that means midday to afternoon, you might want to wear some sunscreen. Sunglasses, of course, come in handy, a hat even. But the air quality is at a moderate level today, and pollen counts are still in that medium range with the tree pollen really kicking up. I noticed yesterday I had several trees that had new buds on them. They're so ready. Well, it means there's more pollen blowing around in that breeze today. So just a heads up if you want to be outside and enjoy. Actually, more wind later on will help to stir that up. Right now it's a light breeze and it's choppy, which is also why we have choppy cooling. The wind's blocked by our terrain changes, so that's created big differences from freezing throughout Sevier County to half of Blount County to all of Union and Gamble and Claiborne running cold. It's 33 Maynardville to 41 Knoxville, 43 in Crossville. At least we share beautiful views. All clear this morning. Right now it's a calm wind to a light breeze that's choppy, and then we start warming up, sharing that sunshine and some breezy conditions. 60 by noon with a high today of 69 degrees. Keep it going, looking good. We'll keep on going with that heating, but we are still tracking that cold front for you. So I've got a breakdown of that coming up on the CW.
All right, Heather, thanks. Thank you so much for watching WVLT News. Enjoy that sunshine while we have it. We're headed on over to WPXX.
Have a good day.